And I've got to say, I have sympathy for anyone who gets photographed while eating. And the phrase Milibae, I mean, I kind of tend to think it's a case of mistaken identity. I would have loved to have delivered Kales. Hi, it's Ed Miliband. I'm the author of Go Big. And for some reason, I've agreed to rate some Ed Miliband memes. First meme. Now, we're showing you the good meme of me eating a bacon sandwich in a cool way. Some of you may know, and if you don't know, you've obviously been living on a different planet for the last 10 years, that I ate a bacon sandwich in not such a good way. But this is the sort of good version. Even though the people who did this deserve a lot of credit, I'm not quite sure it eclipsed the previous picture. Anyway, if you need to know more, you can go and find it, but just don't let me know. You know, frankly, this is a pretty good meme. 10 out of 10. Ah, yes. So, Theresa May obviously didn't know about my bacon sandwich episode, or if she did, she thought she was a more elegant eater than I was. So she decided to eat chips. Now, I'm not saying, to be fair to her, that it was as problematic as my bacon sandwich picture. It'd be hard to do that. But I did feel like I should give her some advice about eating on camera. And I've got to say, I have sympathy for anyone who gets photographed while eating. I don't advise it. You can try it at home, but I don't advise it. I'd give this one 7 out of 10.
Yeah. The point is, people think you're just not tough enough. Well, let me tell you, right? Let me tell you. Okay. Let me tell you. Am I tough enough? Tough enough? Hell yes, I'm tough enough.
The funny thing is, I don't think I've actually ever seen that since it was broadcast. I know this sounds hard to believe. I haven't seen that since it was broadcast, since I did it in April 2015. I've obviously heard people say it to me, you know, tough enough, etc. Was tough enough? Anyway, whatever it was. But yeah, I haven't actually rewatched it, so thank you. The funny thing about that was that he then said this thing to me at the end, which was off mic, but turned out to be on mic, which is, "Are you all right?" I think I said, yes, I was.
Are you tough enough?
Yeah, I am tough enough. I think the edit deserves big credit, 10 out of 10. Ah, now you'll be wondering about this one. Now you might just think of me as the person who lost the general election in 2015, and maybe you might think of me as somebody who's written this book that I hope you're going to buy, but I also became a caption on an American news channel for flu risk. How did this happen? I think I blew my nose one day when I was leader, and the picture was so good that it got used. I did sort of, you know, offer to, you know, whether there's further work I could do in this respect, but the answer was no. But nevertheless, quite an achievement. I think this deserves an 8 out of 10. Now, this was a really important protest, and I don't think I should sort of make too much light of it, but my colleague Peter Kyle was speaking in the House of Commons, and I was trying to pay attention to Peter Kyle, but you don't often have naked, or in this case, semi-naked protests in the House of Commons, so my attention was diverted from Peter Kyle's excellent speech, and it spawned a few memes. I'd give this a 8.5. Now, this is me some years ago when we were organising a protest at my university about a rent increase. I mean, there's much to admire about this photo. My haircut, my jumper, which I've probably still got, and also my relatively earnest look. And I did get shown this actually, I think during the general election campaign. Somebody dug out the footage. It does definitely make me think I could have been in the Inbetweeners. I'd give it a 9. Well, so this also, and to be fair, it's the last leg on Channel 4 that deserves some credit for this, and the bacon sandwich one. So basically, a big fan of Aha. They wanted me to play all the instruments. Funnily enough, I haven't heard of Milibae memes. The Millie fandom was a phenomenon of 2015, but, you know, I think probably Miller fans have grown up and thought better of it. And the phrase Milibae, I mean, I kind of tend to think it's a case of mistaken identity. But it's very nice, whoever did it, and I'm really grateful. And it gets a 9.5 from me. What can I say about this? The floral display, I think, it does something for me. I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
That's just totally wrong.
Oh, Russell Brand.
It's just like wrong. This is wrong.
So when we have a
not
party,
true. This was not true.
I don't know what I was saying was wrong. I mean, I sort of feel like I owe a bit of an apology to Russell Brand, but I think I did for his career. Once he then had that interview with me, it's sort of certainly downhill for him for a bit. I did him more harm than he did me, if you see what I mean. But it was nice of him to invite me around. I was really popular on Vine, and then they abolished it. Yeah, maybe I did for Vine as well as for Russell Brand. I'm not on TikTok, but clearly TikTok is the 2021 equivalent of Vine, so maybe I need to get on TikTok. Yeah, I'd give it 8 out of 10. Ah, yes. Now, I was trying to remember what this was the other day. It turned out that this tweet by David Cameron was, well, shall we say, a little bit wrong, in the sense that he was promising stability and strong government, which didn't quite happen. Whether it would have been chaos with me, I'll let you decide. This is the long stayer, this tweet. This is the one that really endures, I think, from May 2015. In fact, I once put it on a Christmas card, I think. Yeah, I mean, look, you know, I would have loved to have delivered chaos. Definitely 10 out of 10. I don't know quite what to say about this. I mean, look, being on the front line has its own challenges, but no, it's good to be back, and it's nice to be appreciated. Oh, I'd give Abby 10 out of 10. She deserves 10 out of 10. She deserves 11 out of 10.
That's quite reasonable.
If the Prime Minister wants to tell us that there's another part of this bill that I haven't noticed that will deal with this supposed threat of the blockade, I'll give way to him. I'll very happily give way to him and tell me, he can tell us. I'm sure he's read it. I'm sure he knows it. I'm sure he knows it in detail because he's a details man. Come on, tell us what clause protects the threat that he says he's worried about GB to Northern Ireland exports. I give way to him.
Well, the right honourable gentleman can't give way unless he's asked to.
There you have it. He didn't read the protocol. He hasn't read the bill. He doesn't know his stuff.
Well, he didn't look very happy, did he? He's not really a details man, and he was sort of making it up. You have your good moments and you have your bad moments in politics, and that was a better moment. For those who don't know, that was a debate on the internal market bill, where I was due to be facing Alok Sharma, who was then the business secretary, and Boris Johnson, for some reason, decided that he would take it over. Keir Starmer couldn't do the debate, so I ended up doing the debate against him, and that was what followed. But the thing about politics, though, is you've got to, maybe this is the sort of sums up all these memes, is you know, you have ups and downs, and you have ups and downs, and you just have to sort of try to take them both with equal sort of equanimity. It's quite hard to do, but don't get too sort of enamored about the ups, and don't get too depressed by the downs, because sometimes it's not really what's remembered, although it might look like it at the time. You've got to recognise that it's mainly meant in good spirit. So, thank you. You can get my new book, Go Big, How to Fix Our World, by clicking the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching.